Sheikh Hamdan Fazza Crown Musings. There are nights when my thoughts gallop faster than my horses, when the stillness of the desert becomes a canvas for the storms inside me, when the crescent moon hangs above my world like a crown I never asked for yet carry with a soul that understands responsibility. These nights are the birthplace of my musings, the quiet kingdom where my heart removes its armor, where the prince in me dissolves and only the human remains. The world knows my name through titles, through echoes, through stories carved by admirers, but in the silence of my own company, I am simply a man who feels deeply, who loves fiercely, who dreams endlessly. These are the musings that rise from the dunes, the whispers that claim me, the thoughts that remain long after the world falls asleep. They are the words I never say aloud, the confessions that ride on the wind, the truths that even the desert guards carefully. They come from the same place where love hides, where longing rests, where destiny writes its secret verses. There is something sacred in speaking to the night, something freeing in letting the darkness hold my truths without judgment. I often wonder if the stars have memorized my heart by now. They have watched it through victories and vulnerabilities, through silence and triumph, through the quiet tremble of affection and the roaring certainty of devotion. They know the difference between the leader the world sees and the man who simply wants to feel understood. My musings begin with the desert because the desert is my oldest friend. It taught me resilience, humility, patience. It taught me that emptiness can be beautiful, that silence can be wise, that simplicity carries its own grandeur. When I look at its endless stretches, I see my own soul vast, wandering, full of stories that only a few will ever understand. The desert taught me that greatness is not loud, it is steady. It rises quietly like dawn. It endures like dunes. It breathes like the wind, soft yet unbreakable. Yet even the desert was not enough to prepare me for the way love entered my life. Love arrived like an unexpected rider, confident, fearless, uninvited yet unmistakably right. It did not ask permission to enter my heart, it simply did. It did not bow to the titles I carry or the expectations placed upon my shoulders. It saw the man, not the crown. It touched the soul, not the throne. And it changed me more than any victory, any achievement, any moment of applause ever could. In these musings, I dare to admit things I seldom express, that there is someone whose presence steadies my storms, someone whose absence reshapes my nights, someone who turns the weight of responsibility into something bearable simply by existing somewhere in the world. These words belong to that part of me that is untouched by grandeur, by duty, by the loudness of the world. Here I speak honestly. I have known admiration from thousands, but I crave understanding from one. I have stood in front of nations, but I long for a conversation where I am not a symbol but a soul. I have held reins of horses that obey my slightest command, yet my heart gallops freely towards someone who does not even try to tame it. In these crown musings, I confess what crowns never admit. The heart is the real ruler, and I am its obedient subject. There are moments when I stand on the balcony of my thoughts, watching the city lights twinkle like tiny prayers rising toward the sky. The world thinks those lights illuminate the skyline, but I know they illuminate memories. Every glow reminds me of a moment I lived, a hope I cherished, a promise I whispered into the wind. The city reflects its own heartbeat, but in every beat I hear yours. This crown I carry is made of more than gold. It is made of expectations, of duty, of silent sacrifices. It is made of the trust of my people, the weight of my land, the hopes of tomorrow. But sometimes, when the world grows quiet, I imagine placing the crown aside just for a moment and resting my head in the lap of someone who sees beyond my name, beyond my reputation, beyond my responsibilities. Someone who knows the man who feels, not just the leader who acts. In that imagined moment, I am not Fazza. I am simply someone who longs to be loved without measure. My musings soften further as I think of the things that define me: my horses, my poems, my rides through the desert. They are my escape, my healing, my truth. A horse does not care about titles, and perhaps that is why I trust them deeply. They carry my weight not because I am a leader, but because they choose to. They run with me not because I command them, but because our spirits understand each other. And poetry, my poet's heart, has always been my refuge. Poetry understands what language struggles to say, what silence fears to confess, what emotions fail to express. Through poetry, I speak the parts of myself that even the desert cannot echo. Through poetry, I love without bound.